Hey YouTube, for some time now I've been looking for the right camera that can produce the highest quality on Gaussian Splats, and today I think I found the answer. What you're seeing right now is a real location scan and converting to a Gaussian Splat. The quality is beyond anything I have achieved until now, and it all comes down to this small little camera, the Insta360 X5. You might be wondering why this specific camera. My biggest frustration was not being able to capture the entire location in one go. I always had missed angles, blind spot, gaps in my scan, but this camera changed everything. It sees everything at once, in every direction, in every single frame. Let me explain why this matters, and at the end I'll give you my honest opinion. Here's the core problem with Gaussian splatting. To build a clean 3D model, you need images of your location from every possible angle. With your phone or a DSLR, you're limited. You can scan small objects by walking around them, but large environments become a real challenge. For example, you can do scans of a small objects that requires you film around the object in multiple angles, multiple perspectives. This technique is quite slow and it limits you in what you can capture. A 360 camera captures the full sphere in every single frame. One walkthrough is enough to photograph every surface from multiple angles automatically. That is the fundamental reason why a 360 camera is so well suited for this kind of work, and why large environments suddenly becomes very easy to capture. But why Insta360 X5 and not any other cameras? Let's get into that. You probably know for a good Gaussian Splats, the quality on your input images is everything. Resolution and sharpness define how detailed and accurate your final 3D model will be, because Gaussian Splats are trained directly from your 2D photographs. In terms of resolution, we are looking at 8K capture at 7680 by 3840 pixels. Every frame you extract from the 360 sphere is close to a full camera image. It's like having a rig full of iPhones, each one of them aim into a different direction. Insta360 X5 has a 144 larger image sensor than the X4. A bigger sensor captures more light, which means less noise into your frames. And obviously these noise input frames are one of the fastest way to destroy your Gaussian splat. Active HDR now runs at 60 frames per second. More dynamic range means preserved detail in both the bright areas and the dark areas of each frame. Both of these matter for Gaussian Splats quality. And there is the pure video mode, which is my favorite. The low light performance on the X5 is generally impressive. For the first time, creating Gaussian Splats at night is not just possible, it's actually produced a good results. Let's be honest, how many times you've seen Gaussian Splats captured during the night? I've seen almost none of them. Better life, it's around 185 minutes in a full recording mode. I would assume you will not do this for 3 hours straight. Now you understand what's the best feature that this camera can offer. Let me show you how you can do this to create the Gaussian Splats. For capturing, usually what I do when I create these Gaussian Splats, I attach the camera to a monopod and hold it above my hand while I walk the environment. This keeps the camera above my body so I don't end up in my own data set. In terms of settings, I always shoot at maximum resolution, which is 8K. If it's bright outside, I lower the ISO. If it's dark outside, I push the ISO a little bit up, and always make sure that the shutter speed is high to avoid the motion blur. If you're happy, you can start walking around the space you want to capture. The way I do it is to go straight into a line with the camera above my head, or do a zigzag pattern to cover as much possible of the location. When you take the capture, you can preview with your phone everything that the camera is capturing. This is a good indication of what you're filming. The camera is capturing the full sphere the entire time, so every point in the space is photographed from multiple angles automatically. The next thing you want to do is to convert the 360 videos into Gaussian Splats. My YouTube is full of this type of videos, but my favorite softwares to do this Gaussian Splats is with Postshot and Lichtfeld. The way it works with the software is trying to align each frame you capture in a 3D space in relationship with the environment. In other words, the software is trying to guess how you move the camera in real life and cover that into a camera pad that contains your camera frames. This is one of the most time-consuming processes in the Gaussian Splat workflow. However, this process seems that it's getting easy every day. Companies like Aholo 3D and Splatware platforms already made features available that you can drag and drop the native 360 file directly from the camera on their platforms, which speed up the entire process. So basically right now you just capture the file with the 360 camera, and the file generated from your camera, you can import it on these platforms and just save a lot of time from the entire process. Does it work to have an Insta X5 in your toolkit? In my opinion, yes, if you're a visual effects artist or you like to go capture environments or you work in architecture. Camera solves the single biggest practical problem in a 3D scanning to scan everything all at once. 8K resolution is a massive sensor upgrade. Now with the pure video, the low light capture has been improved dramatically, which allows you to get good capture even at nighttime. Many of the Gaussian Splats website allows to upload native file from 360 camera to be imported on their platform, and this simplifies the process of creating Gaussian Splats. If you're serious about Gaussian Splats or you're a visual effects artist, this camera should be automatically included into your toolkit. Yeah, and this is pretty much me. If you want to learn more about visual effects and more about Gaussian Splat, I made dedicated videos on my YouTube channel where I explain step by step how you can capture real locations and convert it into a game or just bring them in a real engine. So definitely go check out my YouTube channel for more Gaussian Splats content. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.